little more calypso, forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo, a little more.
Good evening once again, folks, and welcome. It is Friday. It is the 8th day of January 2021. And this evening marks the very first Week Culture program for 2021. We had a great time last year. Of course, we started, and of course, some of the areas we looked at created quite a bit of interest, and we are looking forward to doing even more of that in 2021. It is my pleasure this time to welcome back the We Culture team. And of course, we have to start with royalty. Doc, good evening. Happy New Year, my friend. How you do?
Many happy return. Well, it's really nice for us to be together again. Risi, Happy New Year to you, Scholar, my brother.
Thank you.
Of course, my colleague and villager. Let me just say I have a serious complaint to make, because we are going right into it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, COVID stole my friends, my inner circle, some of my dreams, my expectation. I don't know who to complain to, but I have some serious issue with COVID.
Well, listen, I find you jumping the gun. You're getting into the program. We ain't finished welcome people yet, but what I'm doing? Finley, how are you going, partner? Your mic's still muted, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. Poke.
No
No
beef?
beef, boy. Nah, no beef.
All right.
We according to them, we jamming.
We're jamming.
I want to join with you and with that to wish everyone happy New Year. I hope that 2021 will be optimistic and that things will get better. But we are here. We culture is here. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just a break. It's the People's Program.
Indeed.
So the People's Program is back. And while over that little break, so much things have happened. It is good to come here on Friday evening, kick back, relax, and have some fun as we reminisce and we take a little bit of nostalgic feeling, So many things have happened from WRP and all these kind of things. Now look, we have Trump doing all kind of thing in America. So Honesto and them guys, I hope that you are back and you are tuned in. Let's have fun. And I don't know why Livingston really jumped the gun. Livingston trying to, I don't know if he's trying to.
I was a sprinter.
They say
You're trying to name the green show. I say somebody steal your Christmas.
Anyway, guys, I think it's a good time to welcome the Queen. Risi, how are you doing? Happy New Year, my love. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
I had a ... Christmas.
A dot. What is that dot Christmas?
I know that Livingston is still laughing at me right now, but that's okay. I miss you guys. I did miss you all, but I did enjoy the break as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you, I want to wish everyone a happy New Year, especially your audience. I didn't miss Honesto because he seemed to be everywhere else I went on social media. And some of the other folks too. I've gotten so familiar with them that I see them elsewhere now, virtually. So I'm wishing everyone truly a happy New Year. I hope that people's goals come true. I hope that you are not digging too deep, but you are digging deep enough and taking baby steps, because it seems like 2020 was the eve of 2021.
Well, yes, indeed, it was. I mean, for me, I enjoyed Christmas. I would enjoy Christmas anywhere under any conditions. It's just me and Christmas, you know. But it was pretty good. But you know, folks, as Livingston said, he has to complain. I guess we all may have a little complaint in and between. So let's start taking the complaints from Doc.
Well, guys, you know, I did it in reverse, so let me correct myself. Just want to wish everybody, the listening audience, again, of course, a Happy New Year. And I think we had a lot of fun in 2020, and we are going to continue doing it. But as I said earlier on, we have some faithful listeners, some persons that are always there with us, and we hope they remain. We hope the numbers grow for matter of fact. Yeah, this Christmas, it was one call for a lot of adjustment. For me, usually we have a series of activities. I'm engaged here and there in the community, doing small group things, extended family. But I must say that this one was a very challenging one. And I have some serious complaint to make for this year because, as I said earlier on, some of my inner circles, my friends, visitors I had from Gold Coast, some people from Laborie, my immediate friends from Dunfermline and La Poterie, we were unable to meet in the usual, you know, in the usual way we do. We usually have a dinner here on Christmas Day, and that was not to be. So everything became smaller. I still maybe suffering, you know, like almost like somebody on drug. I kind of withdraw, like, you know, I don't feel that I've achieved what I wanted to for this Christmas. At least I don't know. There's a shortfall.
Yes, and I'm sure we can point to a number of things for that. But Squalls, what about you? I know you were working a lot, up and down up to Christmas Eve. I think you was working.
Yeah, I Rishi don't laugh because I want to walk through.
Listen.
Well, I was on vacation. You know, I
You still laughing at the Rishi that, you know.
That's it.
Christmas, I must say that as Livingston would have pointed out, not for me because Christmas for me is always a quiet time, you know. But COVID would have, in many ways, disrupted our normal celebration of Christmas.
Yes.
And we could pinpoint them tonight because there is so many things, you know. There are so many things that COVID would have disrupted. From the shopping, because, you know, I'm bound, as I told you, a lot of things have happened between when we were here last and now. So
yes.
We had this massive breakout, or spike as they call it, and then we had curfew. But even though we have curfew, God, where are you going home, Mike? Curfew. Did we place? Or you sleeping in together?
No, I go home. Me and the police is friend.
Oh, yeah, the police.
Yeah.
But there were just massive disruptions.
Yes.
Throughout, really. And if we can compare, what I hope, really, because sometimes, you know, some of these things, they get entrenched into our culture. And I hope, really, that this, unless COVID would continue for a number of years, I do not see those things continuing, really. One of the things that I missed, and maybe I'm jumping a bit, but you know, one of the things around, and Christmas is a season, so one of the things that you could look forward to for the Christmas season, especially on the Boxing Day, I live close to the road, and every now and then you hear hand going up the road. Somebody married.
The Boxing Day.
And the marriage procession going up the road. I mean, this is a norm. But COVID now, 10 people could do in a wedding. we can have for you can have wedding procession and so on again. I did not hear a single hand for Boxing Day, right? And this to me was a big upset because I look forward to this whole thing. I want to ask as an aside, because this is a cultural thing, the horn and so on.
Mm-hmm.
What the horn is really about?
I mean, I don't know that there is any documented reason, but over the years growing up and experiencing it, I think it was a way of letting the general public know that something significant has happened. Somebody got married, and so I recall as a little fella when that happened and you started hearing the horns, we would go to look, but we're looking to see in which vehicle the bride and the groom is.
Yeah.
So we used to make fastness.
Right.
And the horns from the vehicle sort of gave you that, hey, a wedding coming.
Well, usually it's easy to spot the bride and the groom because their vehicle is always dressed up.
Right.
But there used to be a lot of vehicles that have balloons or kind of thing dressed up, And sometimes the bride used to be in one vehicle and the groom in another one.
Really?
Yes.
I agree with you because now it's not that difficult because before the bride and the groom used to be in the poshest vehicle.
Yes.
But I got so much of posh vehicle. I need the posh.
So you ain't sure?
But Carl, I think it's supposed to be the most decorated one.
Yeah, it is supposed to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most decorated. But I think the horn is that the form of jubilation, of
Yes,
celebration.
Celebration, yes.
Celebration of a very important moment. Just like when you hear, everybody usually have a vehicle and you blow your hand when you're going on a car, etc. But on that day, when you hear all these various horns blowing, it's a wedding. It is very distinct.
Should the scholar be telling us why he blew the horn? Why? Scholar can tell us.
Me?
Yes.
Why
You
not
didn't have
tell me?
But listen, there was
according to somebody, Risi, don't go there.
don't go there. Because Risi, you have to remember, Scholar could do some things better than you, and Livingston too. So
I'm not even going there.
But anyway, there was something too about the wedding procession. When that procession is traveling along the road, there are some vehicles that might just end up getting caught up in that procession.
Yeah.
And them fellas and them, they used to feel they smart. They're making people feel they're in wedding too, so they're blowing their horn. And they're not supposed to be blowing their horn.
You are
They're not supposed to be blowing. But you're not in wedding? So why are you blowing your horn for?
No, but you just help me.
You're
Like
helping.
You helping echo the songs of jubilation. You helping echo the songs of jubilation.
Yeah.
Yes,
You get caught up. Why not?
Something else that I don't understand as well, because usually after the wedding is finished and the procession is moving, the procession ends up somewhere in some picturesque place where they go and they go and draw the diagram.
And they're coming back.
But hold on. But I don't find any use for that anymore because right now you could go anywhere and take a picture and they put in all kind of pretty flowers behind your back.
Yes, of course. And you see that.
They superimpose anything. So really to me it's a waste of time.
And you see, these are the things that have interfered with our culture.
Yes.
And that's how
It was part of our culture. It was part of our culture for people to line the streets, run out of their homes to see.
You have to make fastness.
What are we going to see?
But you want to see you married.
Yes.
I find we used to see a lot of things. We want
Well-
to see who wants to commit suicide.
Who hung themselves?
Who hang themselves.
Yes.
Because
Or you see what natural.
Maurice is right, because culturally that's how we call when a man and a woman married.
You hang yourself? You hang yourself?
They want to see who hang themselves.
No, yes, of course.
No, you know?
Definitely.
Also, I think it was very intriguing to look and see how many cards.
Yes.
Was it a big wedding? You know,
Yeah.
how many followers?
Yes.
People were always curious about that.
Yeah, no, yes, indeed.
Yeah, but Scholar, coming back on the 26th was a very significant day. And now that you mentioned it, I just recognize that is true. I haven't not heard any song of anybody or couple getting married.
Mhm.
So in my mind, it's sense to say that I wonder, did people got married and they did it quietly? Or
It's possible.
just you know?
I think it's possible, you know. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to follow a wedding. Sometime, I don't think it was Boxing Day, but sometime close to that. And because of the restriction,
But he invited.
me suit decided.
But to Scholar, hold on. You said something that just touched me. You had to follow a wedding.
Yeah, you follow.
What follow the wedding how? Explain that to me. You had to
That's how we
follow a
follow
wedding.
you.
What you follow?
Listen to me, Mr. Man.
You going in the wedding or you following a wedding? Which one?
He followed you.
Follow a wedding. Why? I know.
That is how we call when you go in a wedding.
You gotta follow.
You can't follow the wedding. So I had to follow my wedding.
Yeah.
But look, this truth is there. But interestingly enough, we were reminded that because you know, part of the whole wedding thing, the wedding has a lot of different aspects to it. So you have the church,
Yes.
you have procession that we just mentioned, then you have where you go and eat, which is
The
the
reception.
real thing. And when you go to eat, there is other rituals involved there.
A
You
lot
know,
of things.
a lot of things. That is where the session really started.
Yes,
Who want
man.
to speak? Who want to say what?
Who's chairman?
So if you follow a wedding and you see you're hungry, and usually in Grenada, another cultural norm with weddings in Grenada, weddings would never stop at that.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Because for some reason the bride figure, she had to let the poor fella sit down in the church and wait until he sweat.
No.
I mean, his suit getting wet on him. That's not
I
right.
don't think it's deliberate, you know. I don't think those things are deliberate, you know.
I
I'm
think
fine.
so too.
Supposed to be there for 2 and end up there 5.
I think it's a lot of dials up other things.
That is-
Part of the culture, it was deliberate.
I find it was
Yes.
deliberate.
Yes.
The
part of
groom
culture
has
was
to
deliberate.
wait.
Yeah, the man had to wait on the woman to show your love, Godfrey. You have to have that patience. He had to overdo it, but he had.
No, I do believe that. I believe it was you know how it was.
He had to give him a half an hour. He had to wait a half an hour. That was cultural, and it was the accept.
But what used to happen as well, when the bride sit down waiting, every 2 minutes he turn it around, you know. I know if he turn it around to see if she coming,
For sure.
or if he afraid she ain't come.
She don't come in.
then
And then, Godfrey, you have all the, well, after the eating, you have to dance. Right, and come out to dance.
What's that?
They have to stick the cake.
it's
You
all
have that TTV.
no, fellas, you realize we move away from just the boxing, the wedding.
Yeah,
to
We ain't move away. We in the thing is the culture of Christmas. That's it. Because really and truly, if you take a consensus, you go around. Most people who are married in Grenada was married around that season.
Yeah, June in June and December.
And June, well, I didn't even know about June. What people
Yeah.
in June?
June is a month for weddings.
Yeah, June is a married
Yeah,
month.
there's this thing about the month of June. creativity, new beginnings, and all of that. So June is it's very much a month for weddings.
Well, the honest truth is I follow, in my lifetime, I follow more than 50 weddings already.
What you follow Penny weddings?
I follow a wedding in June.
All the wedding you follow in December?
Yeah, so December is wedding.
I'd like to mention two things. Prior to the church weddings, or maybe it's part of the church weddings, but you know, back in the days of jumping the broom, that is supposed to be a tradition.
Yes.
An African tradition, right?
Jumping the broom?
Does that happen today still?
It has been reenacted again. So yes, it was reenacted again. In some Godfrey. Particularly during slavery, the Africans they jumped the broom.
Yes.
That was where you actually tied the knot. But in some places in America, they now reenacted it. So it still happens.
There's a movie called Jumping the Broom as well.
I don't know about that one, but it was it was really, really steep at one time in our traditional Godfrey. Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's just stick a pin here and just take a quick break, and we'll be right back. I want to know about this jumping broom, because the only thing I know about broom and is when you know. So we take a break and we'll be back. Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Hello viewers and listeners, this is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw. It is Friday, January 8th, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. Supervising the draw, Miss Priscilla Barry, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. So as usual, just to give you a quick reminder, there are 4 different bet types in this game from which you can choose. They're called inline, mix, pair, and backup. It pays to play Daily Pick 3, so let's see if you are a lucky one. Good luck to you. Okay, here we go. We have tickets. Our first number 3, second number 8, final number 3. So just to recap for your benefit, our first number is 3, that's followed by 8, the final is 3, that's 3, 8, and 3. If you are a lucky winner, congratulations to you. The play with draw comes up next. We'll see you soon.
Tick, tock, toe. I win.
Feel like a big kid again when you play NLA's new scratch game, Tic-Tac-Toe. It's instant cash on the go. Reveal 3 X's or 3 O's in the same row, column, or diagonally, and win the prizes shown, or as much as $5,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play. Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Give me a tic-tac-toe, please.
Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Hello once again, this is the National Lotteries Authority's Playway Evening Draw for today, Friday, January 8th, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again, Miss Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. In this game, you can bet from $1 up to $10, or you can bet in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice, and being with a chance to win 24 times the amount you bet. So that is $24 for every $1 that you spend. Value your dreams and win your way with Playway. Let's see if you are a lucky one. Good luck to you. Once again, our playway number for tonight is 2323. That represents Rat. So congratulations to you if you are tonight's lucky winner. Stay with us. The Daily Cash 4 is up next. We'll see you soon.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners. Winners.
It's the big one.
2021 Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
All right, so we're back with you. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Friday, January 8th, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again, Ms. Priscilla Barry, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. In this game, you can choose any number from 0 to 9 in any of the 11 bet types offered. The tickets cost as little as $1, except backup. That costs $2. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's play Daily Cash 4. Good luck to you. Okay, our first number. Check your tickets. 6, second number. 1, next number. 1, the final number. 6. So just to recap for your benefit, offers number is 6, that's followed by 1. The next number 1, the final is 6. Once again, 6, 1, 1, and 6. Congratulations if you are a lucky winner tonight. Stay with us. The lotto draw comes up at 9 o'clock. We're playing for $44,000. We'll see you real soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
The Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Hey man, full man, you make that to that trip. Why do all this more? Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair, and the wife want to look with, and what you want me to do?
I'm expected to do all that with more.
Well, what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this mode? Don't need it. Leave the mode, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance on the maypole.
Welcome back, folks, to We Culture, our first for 2021. And we looking back at Christmas a bit and some of the activities that usually happens, and of course some of what we missed this Christmas. And of course COVID-19 does have quite a bit to do with that, and that's how, you know, events, activities or different things can actually influence and change our culture at different times. So, guys, before we went to the break, we were talking about, well, not we, you all were talking about jumping some broom. Let's talk about this broom because, you know, when you hear about broom and things like that, you hear about witches riding broom and these kind of things. But Doc, tell us more about jumping the broom and its significance and its place in our culture and tradition.
Unmute.
You unmute, Living, sir.
Yeah, the broom was synonymous with cleaning, right? And I don't recall exactly where the tradition came from or which African country, but it was synonymous with cleaning. So when you take your vows, etc., you hold, when the bride and the groom would hold each other and they would jump over the broom, signifying that they're making a clean start in life, that they know, you know, everything, whatever trouble they have behind them, it's gone. They are making a clean start. So the broom, the reason for the broom was to sweep, and now you jump over the broom, you seal your vow, but you now also say to the world you're making a clean start as, well, that is your new family now. So that is where it came from. It was very prominent just after, well, you know, post-slavery, after slavery, and then it somewhat died out in this part of the world. It just started becoming a little bit more prominent now. Some American, some even big stars have shown that they're going back to the African culture roots, and they have been using the broom as a way to show that they're making a clean start and they're going back into their tradition. So
I'd like to add also, for some African Americans in particular, they refuse to jump the broom because they see it as something that is a part of slavery. Because I'm looking at a piece that has been written about the history and the meaning, and one of the things that it was saying is that it was one of the ways that Massa forced them to get married. So you find modern day black people, some of them would refuse to jump the broom because they think it was forced on them. But there's also the school of thought that it originated in West Africa. Brooms were waved over the couple's head to ward off evil. A broom was then placed on the ground and the couple would jump over it. There's a good-natured joke that whoever jumped the broom the highest was designated as the household decision maker. Others argue that it originated from Wales. It's a kind of wedding that was sort of like a sham wedding, something like that. And if they felt that they did not have the need to do anything official, so they would jump the broom to get married, and they would jump backward to divorce. And if when they were jumping the broom, they did not jump it successfully, both of them, then it would be considered a wedding that should not happen. So there's these stories about it. And of course, there is the part that Livingston would have spoken about as the one that we would like to associate with.
Right. There is something else about weddings. I know there are people who they take rice and pelt on you.
Well, rice in our culture is, is synonymous with libation and spirit.
Okay.
Rice and corn. Rice, corn, and rum.
And pelt rice behind you?
Yeah. What is to ward off evil spirit. So if Guthrie, during the opening of several ceremonies, like a big drum session, you have libation in the four corners, and you use rice in a way, but that time is not to ward off, but is to show that you're feeding the gods. But if you throw rice, like when Mother Annie and them used to do it, they would throw rice at you, meaning you or in a direction that is to prevent evil spirit from coming into the circle or into the yard. So if when a couple is getting married and you throw the rice, you basically, it's like almost like a cleansing as a protection, just this way.
All right, Rissy, let's go to Facebook. Let's get in our Facebook fans early, yeah, and hear what's saying.
Our people are here. While Andrea, people were saying good night, Jose Ernesto said good night, guys, and Happy New Year to the panel. I'm happy to get back my Friday with you guys. So welcome back and let's get kicking. Well, he threatened me that he would get back to me because he heard what I said. David Steele said, hello, good night, We Culture, Happy New Year. To all the cultural practitioners, hope 2021 will be a productive year. Stay safe. Sekou said the only horn to be entertained after marriage. In other words, the beeping of the horn is the only horn to be entertained. No other. Jose said, you remember people used to tie on a string with empty cans pulling behind a car, making noise so you will know it was a wedding. And then, of course, Jose again, I think he's a little notorious, Maybe Scholar could tell us more about him. He said, in my wedding, my wife was in a limo by the church while I was home still dressing. She was waiting. Jose, that's different. He said that I had a broom, but I didn't jump it because I was already late for the wedding and everything became rushed. Andrea said, I only heard about that jumping off the broom tradition here in the U.S. with African Americans. Never heard about that at home. But it was part of our culture because that's very new to me. So that's it for social media for now.
All right. And then there was also something where I know they used to, I think it's the women, the bride used to do that. They would remove something from under their dress and pelt it. And
you call it a gather or something like that? A gather?
I know what you call it. And whoever catch it, well, that person supposed to get married next.
Ask Scholar.
Scholar, why you pelt?
You see what I know about this thing? Oh, God. Why do I Livingston?
I know, right? It seems like a more dramatic one.
Yes.
This is the man for this thing. But Godfrey, going back to the COVID and how COVID would have disrupted things. I think that because before all of the planning and so on would have kicked in for weddings and so on over the season, we did not have strict restrictions.
That's right.
Right? Remember, strict restrictions came in very close to Christmas. And therefore, I would anticipate that just like me, there were many people who would have prepared
for wedding.
For their wedding. And wedding preparation is expensive and a costly.
Yeah. It is.
It's a costly enterprise. And so you may have had a lot of people who were disenfranchised, close because you prepare and then they say 10 people, and when they come 1, 2, 3, 4, you're falling all 20 something, so you come and so on. And so there were people who I think were I don't want to say disenfranchised, but really who are affected in that way. I know people, for example, even in funerals, because funeral was the same stipulation. And one gentleman was telling me that he had a relative who died about 2 months ago. And the people from America and England, about 28 of them, they decided coming down. So, and they booked the ticket and they come down. And when they came, by the time they spend the quarantine time and they let go, they put the stipulation in place. So 28 people come down one funeral, but only 10 had to come.
I think you could have applied for more. I mean,
Yeah,
you could have applied to get.
I think they applied. He told me they applied. I don't know how he ended up. I think they had gotten a response. Yeah.
Now, guys, apart from the weddings on Christmas time, and earlier I mentioned it, I recall as a young fella on Boxing Day as well, there used to be a lot of bus trip. Like people in communities, they would all come together, they cook food. A lot of them is already ham bone because they ham finished and they make peas soup and all kind of thing. And they had bus store all around the island and stop at different points and eat and fet and have fun and all of that. This is something that have we lost that? Because I haven't seen any of that.
I wouldn't say that we've lost, because prior to this lockdown, after the first lockdown, there was so many bus trips that was being organized. It to me, it seemed like there was this upsurgence of bus trips because people were trying to find ways to have fun. And I remember seeing those guys in Guelph. It's like they're advertising these bus trips. They're ending up places, they're having sessions, food, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't say it's lost. I just think that based on what is happening right now, people have to choose when. Mm-hmm. I actually think bus trips will be happening more now because of COVID.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in the latter times, earlier times, we had those big boat buses like Muffman and then Studio Head and people used to hire these buses, and a lot of people went. And I mean, I was making specific reference to the Boxing Day bus trip because I've seen those bus trips that you made mention of, Reese. Yeah. So I don't know if it is something that sort of dwindled out as some of the folks.
We didn't have it this year. Right?
No, definitely.
Well, COVID would have interfered with it, but the truth is that it had not dwindled out completely. I mean, it became less. Bus trips on Boxing Day was either a bus trip or wedding. That's what people spend.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Godfrey, maybe the question on bus.
I don't think. Well, of course there were no bus trips this year. I doubt that. In fact, most of the bus trips were, as Risky said before, Boxing Day. But I don't think that it fully went out. But it would have dwindled because this bus trip, people going, as you say, and fair, with the hambone and so on, and man at the pie and whatnot, and you lock your pie in your half pie in your container.
He's sweating. He's sweating when he come out of the pie soup.
He's sweating when he come out there. And them people are them who used to go on bus trip, they coming back on the morning of the 27th.
Yeah, no, but they're gone for the whole time.
But they're coming back on the morning of the 27th. The truth is that I never went on a bus trip. No way.
Neither have I.
I couldn't see why I had to go on bus trip anyway. So I never went, but I knew that was something.
It was a tradition, yes.
Really, you're talking the on the 26th. So you're just saying period. You have never been on a bus trip, even in primary school.
Well, I can't remember primary school. I guess I got on bus trip in primary school and drink lamb cook and thing in cook factory and so on. Right. But the kind of idle, because really and truly primary school and school bus trips had a purpose.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, you would visit different places.
Kind of idle thing, one thing now.
But let me ask that question now. Now, Boxing Day, December 26th. How did we come by the name Boxing Day?
I live in Stanton.
I'm pretty FIFA though. I don't know. I really don't know.
Let me tell you why.
I've heard things about stuff being packed up, like all the extravagant food and all of that being packaged, and I don't know if it was to give to other people, the poor, needy. I don't know what. I heard that it had to do with the packing of extra
in boxes
from Christmas. I don't know.
That's what you were saying.
No, I heard that. No, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. I just tell only what I hear. I heard.
God feels not bad, Eddie. You stay live, tell us why. What's going on?
No, I hear that in very early times, a lot of the boxing matches that was organized was usually the day after Christmas, and the name stayed. No, don't quote me on that one.
All right.
Don't say Godfrey said that.
Somebody could call.
Boxing Day is international.
Yes.
So.
The boxing is international.
Are we to assume that the same boxing matches were happening internationally too?
Well, that's a boxing matches. What? Let's go to Google. And Google says, well, Wikipedia, Boxing Day is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day, occurring on the second day of Christmastide. Though it originated as a holiday to give gifts to the poor, today Boxing Day is primarily known as a shopping holiday.
Yes, a shopping day. Major discount.
It originated in the United Kingdom and is celebrated in a number of countries that previously formed part of the British Empire. Boxing Day is on November 26th, although it's attached to a bank holiday and so on and so forth and so forth. So I ain't seen nothing there about
boxing matches.
So well, I what I tell you, yeah, nothing there about that.
They were capitalized on, Godfrey, by the boxing community to host matches on that day locally. Maybe that's all that happened. Maybe.
Well, probably.
You know. Not locally.
So maybe the gift thing, or maybe somebody could tell us, guys. Let us take that final break now. When we come back, we would go to the telephone because it has been going since we started. So we're going to take that final break and we'll go to the telephone line and engage some of our listeners. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
With just $2, you can gift yourself with a chance to win the Lotto jackpot. Now, imagine winning the National Lotteries Authority jackpot of $44,000. Why pass upon this winning opportunity? Lotto, play and win a lot of money.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Draw number 3161 for today, Friday, January 8th, 2021. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. Supervising the draw, Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and the Business Advisors. So we're playing for $44,000 tonight. But of course, before we select our 5 winning numbers, we select the free ticket letter. Okay, so our free ticket letter for tonight is F, as in free. Check to see if it matches that on your ticket. If it does, of course, you can claim your free ticket at your outlet of purchase. So we'll now select tonight's 5 winning numbers for $44,000. Good luck to you. Here we go, check your tickets. Our first number for tonight. That number is 33, second number. That number is 10, third number. Third number is 19, tonight's fourth number. 16, and the fifth and final number. That number is 3. All right, so just to recap for your benefit, the free ticket letter is F as in free, and our 5 winning numbers for $44,000 are 33, 33, 10, 10, 19, 19, 16, 16, and 303. So if you are a lucky winner tonight, congratulations to you. Continue supporting the National Lotteries Authority. Have a great night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
The food fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Welcome back, folks. It's We Culture, and now someone just sent me a little bit of information. I said to you guys, let me just share it quickly as it relates to Boxing Day. It says, Boxing Day got its name when Queen Victoria was on the throne in the 1800s and has nothing to do with the sport of boxing. So I rest my case.
Yeah, God for you come and ask you that.
You realize, yeah. No, I'm not telling you, no, Scholar, hold on, I have a problem with you, eh? I find, no, every time me and you talk, you're telling me I come last. I have a problem with that.
Because between me and you, I would have counter your explanation with my own, you know. My own explanation of Boxing Day, that Boxing Day are doing people used to pass around box up.
Oh my God.
Anyway, guys, our telephone line is going. Let's go to our telephone and get our listeners involved. We Culture, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you.
I'm doing very well, and Happy New Year to you as well.
That's Mrs. Mason Francis.
Reese. Yes, I miss you all. I'm just here. 2 things. Now, Boxing Day and the day after New Year's were always holidays. Public holidays. We used to have horse racing then. And that is when all the estate owners and the people who had horses will gather either at Simoon or Queen's Park, and they had the 2 days of racing.
Okay, Miss Mason, you need to turn the volume of your radio down a bit, or your television.
Yes.
Because you're gonna get a delay, and it could be a little confusing sometimes. So turn the volume down and listen to us on the telephone.
Okay.
No, right, lovely.
Yes. Okay, well, it's better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying those 2 days you had horse racing, and the same thing happened with Easter Monday and Tuesday. 2 days for racing. And then you had another thing where you were talking about the weddings, and then you said somebody pushed their hand under the bride's dress. But what happened, it was her legs where she wore her stockings, and on her left leg she had what was called garters. So the groom put his hands to get the garter off, and then he stood with it, faced the crowd, the ladies who were single, and he threw the garter over his head, and the lady who cut it was the next one to get married. Those were the customs. And then again, on those holidays, too, you used to have what you call island tours with the buses. You were talking about that. And that is where families and friends got together on these big buses, and you went around the island, you stopped at Liverpool or some beach, and enjoyed the day with your family and friends.
Godfrey.
Uh-huh.
I want to ask Miss Mason a question.
Sure, go ahead.
What the garter is for? What?
Scholar, you didn't know what the garter was for?
Don't know what a garter is.
The garter was something.
I never see a garter. I don't know what a garter. The only thing, maybe you have woman they call a garter.
Okay, let's.
But Godfrey, how Scholar say? Scholar, yes, you follow 50 weddings, you say.
Well, I never see that.
How you wait what kind of wedding?
Garter. Something made with elastic and lovely ribbon and so on. And you wore it over your stockings. It was meant to hold up the stockings.
Ah. Okay. Livingston, you knew that?
Yes.
You didn't have
some
the
men,
pantyhose.
some men just have to untie the garter with a malt.
Your knee.
That's what we know. That's what the law is with the mouth. And it's not to catch. It's to throw it to the single men.
Yes.
And you have to do it with your back turned.
It's for the women.
No, for the women.
It's for the brides, the women from the bride, and the garter is for the single men.
That's what the groom
and recently back must be turned.
His wife.
Yes.
Threw it over his head, and it is the woman who cut it.
Yeah, I find women. I see women fight for that already.
A big fight.
All the women line up, all the single girls and women will line up and wait to catch it. The book. Or I think I might be mixing that one up with the bouquet. The garter, the bouquet, the bride's bouquet is the one that went for the, I think what you said is right. The garter is for the men.
Right.
Yes, that is correct. The bouquet went for the girls, the women, and the garter, yes. But the garter was just elastic, lovely, made with ribbon and lace and so on.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mason. All the best. Yes, indeed. Thanks a lot. Yes.
And Scholar, Godfrey, some of those women are married already and they have problem with the husband. They
will make a next wedding to catch our next guy. Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, caller. Go ahead, please.
Yes.
Hello, are you there? Hello? We seem to have lost that caller. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can give something from social media in the meantime.
Sure, yes.
Elaine was saying, what about the part of the wedding ceremony when the priest says, who gives this woman? This is left over from male ownership of women. So the bride's father or older male relative is expected to hand her over to be married. And while we're on that, there's a part of the wedding where the priest says, if there's anyone who have anything to say, please say no or forever hold your peace. That's a drama piece there. Andrea said might be something happening in British colonies. I think she was talking about the Gata. Then Jose said the Boxing Day bus trip was the biggest thing in the days. As I recall, there was a bus driver named MBS who knew all the corners in Grenada, and he was the favorite for bus trip in St. Patrick's. And schools, plus he will bring lots of food and drink that you don't get to eat what you bring. He said, I threw it for the single men, or the Gaza, Jose again. I threw it for the single men, and the bouquet was thrown to the single women. So I think Mrs. Mason Francis clarified that.
Right. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture, good evening. Hello.
Good night and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my love. How you doing?
By a day, you know, by a sad thing, what a good we buy 2 days.
Really?
Yes,
sorry to hear that.
A little policeman was there on the back by me there. And then our next one of Paradise Stretch, me partner and them by. So me New Year don't start good at all.
Our sympathy, we're sorry to hear that.
Yes, my dear. So we might have a little something tomorrow evening, all, you know. Not no crowd, a little wake and thing, but not no crowd. And
you want that Livingston is a good chairman, you know. You know Shanti Mel play away.
You could sing Shanti Mel play away?
Yeah,
Livingston. If you sing it good, I go hire you.
When I pass in, I will stop by. You will hear me in person.
Okay, I beg those.
So you know I'm not lip singing.
Yeah. Beg those son, that's a good partner.
All right. All the best.
You know,
all the best, Susan. All the best, Susan.
I catch bouquet and wedding already, you know. But I don't marry that man.
And what happened?
I don't marry nobody.
Well, you got to go back and look for the next one?
I got to go back. No, shop closed. I can't go back.
Suzanne needs to do like me. When they say time for throwing bouquet, I go far, far away.
No, I like to catch it because those young people don't want to get up. So when I get up now, then everybody just start to get up. You understand? So I don't stay in front. So when I jump in and I catch. I don't see how big they could jump and catch, you know. Yeah, so everybody have a good New Year.
Yes, indeed. All the best. All the best. Nice, yes. Yes, indeed. I like the part about if things aren't going nice, you're going back to our next wedding to look for our next bouquet.
What?
Well, no, if Doc says so.
That is the first time I heard that one. Doc on our road.
No, if Doc says so, Doc no, you know.
Hey, that is not regular, no, but 1 or 2 hunted women. they have done that.
Yeah. I mean, I have known people to and Risi was making reference to the drama part. I have known people to frighten bride and grooms already in wedding. You know what the part which says if there is what Risi, what you say, if there is anybody who what a present.
If there's anyone who have anything to say.
Or
forever hold your peace.
Yeah. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
And then
anyone who takes objection to these 2 people getting married.
So what is that? And that time now the bride and the groom looking wrong like, and somebody will just get up, stand up, and then turn and then just walk and go in the washroom. So they're frightening people.
I think that's called heart attack, you know.
But of course, that's it. Mischief people doing that. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah, I wanted to remind you all something, a little thing that used to happen around Christmas Day. It used to be an emotional thing for Grenadians, for at home and abroad. Every Christmas morning, after breakfast, lots of people wait for the Christmas message coming from England and all over, and there used to be so many crying and all this stuff. Then another one, the thing about the bus store used to be the main thing, and that used to be for the sharing of the food. If you don't bring food, you're getting a lot of different food and cakes and all kind of drinks from the other people. All right?
All right, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Yes, you know, the Christmas message he mentioned. I remember even at the radio station here. There was a time when they would have a lot of recorded messages from people overseas, and the station would play those messages. So people would sit by their radios and wait to hear if their family, sent any greetings to them. And it was indeed a big thing around Christmas. It was.
Yeah. I remember that well. As a matter of fact, I had a sister who studied in Cuba. Yeah. And the students from Cuba, Russia, Russia is a place where when people go in Russia, they lose. And after for the Christmas, you'll get a little message, and you start in front of GBN, not GBN in those days, but whatever the radio station, and you listen for the Christmas message. So that was a big thing.
Yeah, it was.
Very well, because when students went to Cuba, one go, it's been about 5 or 6 years before they come back.
Yeah.
So you always waited to hear this.
Yeah. It gave you a good feeling knowing that your family is all right. Let's try the telephone again. We culture. Good evening. Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, caller.
Godfrey.
Hey.
I remember going to a wedding at time, and just as the priest said, anyone have anything to say concerning this man and this woman getting married? Same time, a young lady walked in the church with a little baby and started walking down the aisle. Well, nobody in the church can breathe now, until the young lady reached almost up front and she said to the gentleman, anybody sitting here? Well, the whole church breathed a sigh of relief because they thought that was the groom baby.
Wow.
And what was his mom child? Mom child.
Caller, good night. Rishi, good night.
Thank you, Caller. And Happy New Year to you.
When we are preachers now. Come on, you good?
All the best.
I enjoy all that.
I invite people to put themselves through this kind of suspense.
Listen.
But
after I said a wedding, it was me a meeting that girl,
Why? When she just come for a seat.
She could cause real problems.
What about the people who will be storming wedding and all kind of other fete at Christmas time? You ain't get invited, but your reason is well, they didn't see me, but I know if they saw me they would have tell me, so I come. So you're good.
That's not like a Grenadian thing.
So Godfrey, maybe I could jump in to ask here. Because what we really talking about is a real traditional Christmas. But I wonder this year, did we experience all this joy, knowing the effect of COVID
and all of that?
Yeah, did we get this joy, this
yes,
experience?
I know technically they want to come down by me too. So. And before you expose it, I'm letting everybody know, when we had that conversation last, Godfrey, our side won.
I know that.
Our side won. We had our points. All they were talking was nostalgia. And nostalgia was filled with walk and more walk. And guess what?
And when you put it to the test, we see what happened.
I had a piece of nostalgia. I had a mix of nostalgia and modern. And what happened is that modern failed me because modern was not available. And it was because of that COVID.
Well, COVID to blame.
Yeah, all New Year's actually.
COVID fault. It was
all
COVID
New
fault.
Year's actually been still.
Yes.
But no, Livingston, it's interesting because, even aside from that, there were probably a lot of things that people could not have done. But generally, I believe people enjoyed Christmas. I think a lot of people were at home because, in moving around, people were baking, people were doing little stuff, people did little painting. I saw people, with their curtains. You saw things that reminded you of what Christmas really was. I guess a lot of the commercial activities, that's where we probably did not get the feel. But you know, I think at home people did enjoy the Christmas.
Well, but even home country, that was part of it. But remember, people look forward to the lightings.
Yes.
Going encouraging point, the music that was taking place. Even the police band concert that was cancelled just around that time. A lot of people look forward to go to those parties once a year, or to dinners, or to go to restaurants, or to have extended family cooking. I mean, I think some people were forced to stay home, but remember, not everybody have this. Not everybody just the intimacy of the own family, immediate family. Not everyone could actually deal with that month after month, So people sometimes want the extended family, cousin from so, uncle from so, coming and having a big shot or being invited to go to our next place. And I think that this year, with so much happening with COVID and so much of the restrictions, people were basically confined to the immediate home. And for some persons, it left, I would say, a sort of bitter taste in the mouth, because I know my man I had a conversation with. He only go to party during Christmas time or All Year's night, and he was unable to. Even the fireworks, all these things, and bring this sense of Christmas, and COVID really played a role in dampening it. The question in my mind, I know we probably wouldn't be able to go through that, is is that to stay? Did it permanently damage that friendship? Would we just, or that relationship we have with Christmas? Or is it just a phase? Just once, only now, this year? I don't know. I really don't know the answer.
Scholar, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be, personally, I don't think so.
I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, people can't wait for this COVID thing, because somewhere, somehow, sometime, it's going to go away. It has to.
Yeah, it will.
And when it goes away, I think people will take back the thing retroactively.
Well, I'll tell you this, just as an aside. This past week alone, quite a number of people, when they saw me, their comment to me was, "You think we're going to have legends this year, boy?" So I think people, it's tough now, but people are anticipating. They're waiting. And I think there's a hunger. And when that time comes, I think people are going to take full advantage.
Full advantage of it. But Livingston was right. And you were right as well, Godfrey, in terms of what was more affected. The commercial part of the whole thing was more affected. The cleaning and the home thing, it was what it was. But you have inside of there, Christmas is a whole package. So as Livingston said, some people only go to dance around Christmas time. And you have the Christmas Eve party is a big thing right now. It's as big, well, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of importance and prominence, as White in the Moonlight and all those things. And then for Carnival, you always have this Christmas Eve thing.
And Olias as well, just,
Yeah, Olias, yeah.
And Olias night too.
Then I think they moved it because it got too bloated for the arena, so they moved it to Daigo in Moonlight City.
Moonlight City, yeah.
Right, so I think it's one of the DJ men who does have this.
Small clothes, yeah.
And then you have the two parties in Birch Grove and...
Right. And then, of course, around Christmas time, you have either black and white or red and white or some kind of and white. There will always be DJ. I think does have a big one.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Always
I'm not forgetting the best one. The best one.
In the Anglican school. Is it in the Anglican school?
In the Anglican school. It is a time when it is the third time for the year when the fishermen and them, the first time of the year when the fishermen and them get dressed up in their three-piece suits and all of that. I mean, women look forward to this, and it's not an old people dance. It's a everybody's dance. I mean, parents would even take their 12-year-old, 13-year-old, and I'm talking back in the day. The first dance I went to, I was 12, and it was a New Year's dance. My parents took my bigger sister and I to that dance. We hold hand and dance whole night. You know,
you dancing Cassian?
Yeah. I grieve that because if I don't go to no other dance, it's like an obligation. I must go to New Year's dance that time, and I really, really grieve that part. And you know, you all were talking about what was sacrificed during that time, and I thought the socialization that was really, really, really missing because we are used to going by family coming by you, that sort of thing, and it was really lacking. You felt like you did everything, and really you're trying to do everything with the limitations, and it was just you.
Yeah. And traditionally, no, it was not. It's not a far tradition. I can't remember when this thing started to happen, but Christmas Eve now is a time for young people to flood the streets of St. George's and especially Greenville, yeah. Right? And I mean, I know every Christmas Eve, I don't go in this thing, but usually I take my little daughter, we go down, make one walk around, catch her skin around Greenville, buy some little thing for she to blow. Yeah, this thing and then to put in here and thing to light up, and then we come up. And that has become traditional. I mean, it has been happening for a couple of years now, where young people just flood the street.
Yes.
And so on. And those things, this was missing bigly.
Yeah, bigly.
I have a question for Scholar and Godfrey. He wants to know if you all made a fire on top, fire below kick last year. I want to know too.
But we lose that. We lose that.
I got an air full.
The only place I see fire on top, fire below now is in Calavini by my good friends there. They make the bread and bacon thing on. I think it's every second Saturday in the morning. Well, yeah.
Doesn't happen in La Poultry?
Livingston?
Yes.
I know it happens in Calavini.
There's a guy named Tony that has an oven. But it's more cosmetic now. But a lot of people in the area, they do get the same pan and they bake, getting the coconut shell from by the bayside, and they do the baking.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the immediate area.
It's actually done by Miss Grappy shop in Calavini, just on the other side of the road.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where it's done. So I think the daughters, they do a nice thing there on I think it's the second Saturday morning every month, and you know,
nice.
people stop and get their bake and bread and saltfish and all of that. So it happens. It does.
But I do that. It's practice here for a lot of persons. Every Christmas, they believe they would save on gas, and they would get the drum.
Yes.
For matter of fact, I am one of the persons that supply a lot of the drums to them. And they would use it for baking during that time. So they, I get a lot of calls around that time since November. People want the drums to bake.
So
this still happen around that part of the island, from River Sally, come right through down to where area. You know, people want that.
Yeah, I really wish that, you know, to some level it remains, you know, and we don't lose all of it. Let's go back to our telephone, guys, because we culture. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How was the New Year?
Very good, and yours?
Well, I miss you all so much. Praise God you come back.
All right, thank you.
Make a little laugh. First, Miss Mason Francis spoke about the gathers, but she never said, is she mother and her two aunts that used to make the wedding dress, because she sewed mines, make all the gathers for the men to bend down to pull it out. And secondly, when the wedding bell in the Anglican church used to ring with the bride, what it used to say, could you tell me? Sweet cake and wine, but blows behind. Sweet cake and wine, but blows behind. Thank you.
Thank you.
I did not know that.
No, I did not. I did not know that. I did not know that one at all. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
COVID-19 season greeting. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yeah, the old time days in any case, there's a program on the radio Grenada on a Sunday from about 2 o'clock, between 1 o'clock to 1:30 to 2 o'clock. It's a big program it was, a music program. Anyone tell me which program, which country does it come from to come to Grenada, be on Radio Grenada Wibs in the days gone by? There was a program, music program, used to come on the radio between 1:30 to 2 o'clock, go up to a certain time. Stars used to be on the program, singing. And piano.
Not a lady something?
A musical something, yeah. Are there anyone could tell me which country it come from? The music used to come from?
No,
there's a lady that not Auntie K.
Auntie K program.
Auntie K, yeah.
Auntie K program used to come on every Sunday on Radio Grenada,
yes.
on Wibs Grenada. And the stars and things singing and piano and things playing and things and that created a lot of stars in Trinidad. And the program. It used to be on Radio Grenada. So the days of waves in the years gone by, you couldn't hear nothing besides gospel music alone and Sunday alone, you know. No kind of music you play on radio waves in the days gone by. Only gospel, that Sunday, that holy Sunday. Every Sunday in waves. But nowadays when you listen to radio program, there's all kind of music on radio on a Sunday. I never took one in the past. It will be gospel music alone, good music by the Garland Armstrong preaching or some good, but no kind of things on the in the past time. You know what a nice time when thing was cheap in the days gone by, getting flour, 20 a pound of flour and sugar, 20 of sugar and 80 cents of rice and everything. And, people still have enough to eat and drink and share with other people. But as time goes by and things get expensive and things and more hard, people share much as before in the past and even Christmas cards at night has been nice to Christmas carols. It's a nice thing when they come back, people was happy about them things. That was good days, man. I wish I would come back, but he was working and come back again.
All right, thank you very much indeed, caller. Thanks a lot indeed. Yes. Guys, yes, I did remember. I remember Auntie K. That was a big thing. Let's go back. We culture. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. We culture.
Good evening to you and happy New Year to you.
Same to you, my friend. Go ahead, please.
I want to tell Reese. Reese made a thing earlier on stating that they used to tie up pans behind cars when they have a wedding. But this is not a Grenadian, this is not a West Indian tradition. This is a North American thing. Because I remember there was one girl married to a Yankee soldier, and they tie up these solo pan and thing behind the car, and while the car going, it's making noise. And after the wedding, she had hell with Grenadian. They was calling her solo pan. So this pan thing behind wedding, behind cars dragging is not a Caribbean thing. This is a North American thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, caller. Thanks a lot. All right, the number is 435-2041. Let's go back to a telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, caller.
Yeah. This wedding is a long time. I see a lady who get married in the Anglican school church in Grenville. And when the man go to shove the ring in the woman's finger, she jogs her hand and she raises up her clothes and she run in all in front of the station and she go down all by the dump by La Croix down there. And she gone, Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, when the man go to shove the ring in her finger, she jogs her hand and she run on the judge. And she went school children school children running down behind her. All them from the station going down by where La Croix place is there.
So will they try to bring her back?
Well, I don't know, but the woman don't want, like she don't want married, so she jogs she hand on the man go to put the ring and she take out. She raise up she dress and she all along by the station down there.
All right. That's correct.
The one where she do all that.
And then Jokochi hand.
And right when the ring had to go.
Maybe it was not gold ring.
Maybe not a good ring.
Maybe not a good ring. Let's go back. Let's go back. We culture, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good night.
Good night, happy new year to you.
Yeah, same to you. Happy new year, Livingston.
Yes, man, same to you, my brother.
Now, Monday, man.
Hey, Monday, finally. Good to hear you.
Yeah. Growing up now, my Christmas used to be different. I grew up with some old people, and we didn't have no fridge. But what used to thrill me is when the old man used to go on a plum tree and dig up the ice on a morning.
Yes.
That we store for days. You understand?
Yes.
And we didn't used to like have beef and things to cook on a morning. It's more like manicool. You know, the yard fall. It's kind of different.
On Christmas morning?
On Christmas morning. We have two manicool and dashing and blubber planting and thing, which the neighbors used to want. Wish they had that because it's the same beef every year. You know? And as I say, the ice used to be in sand under the ground for maybe 2-3 days.
3 days.
So we didn't have fridge.
Yes.
And then to dig up the ice to drink the soil juice and thing, the ginger beer, you know. And we used to store the grapes wine in a thing they call a jalawa. I think that's called a goblet too. Used to keep it cool, even though in ice, like people store water in it too. You understand? So I saw a different Christmas to people and to most people, like who used to eat the chicken, the mutton. We had cattle. We had a lot of cattle. But they prefer to do the kind of local, like the manicool and maybe I had for
wild meat.
And wild meat. You understand? So I kind of miss them kind of time there because it's the same pork, the same beef.
So, Monday, the ice, when you used to store the ice, because I kind of slightly remember that. It used to be the big bucket ice.
Well,
or the regular, what they used to call 25 cents ice at that time.
Well, it's like 25 cents ice on that time, but it's a few. And they used to put them in a coach bag, I think. And then dig the ground and put it in with sand. I think he had sand in the ground too. And cover that. Yeah, and that used to be there for days. So they would do it like 3-4 days before Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, and on a morning when they put the soil, they will go and dig up the ice, wash it out, and then break it, and you know. And then man, it could stew in, because the old man used to hunt, you know. But we had cattle, but we used to sell the cattle. And we still used to have beef. We used to have beef making beef soup after Christmas.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, bro. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the best, man. Nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, guys, wild meat is something that is used a lot on Christmas time as well, because I mean I recall going to some little parties were closer to the old years night, and so you would have all kind of wild meat, manicool, tattoo, guana, all of those things. You know, you get that. So
there's a new one for me, eh?
The wild meat.
What man they say for Christmas, because as far as I'm concerned, fish, even fish. I never know fish, but I mean, fish in the old time days. Now fish is prominent on a Christmas meal.
Mm-hmm.
But there used to be pork, you know, the blood pudding, mutton, beef on Christmas Day. But I never knew of wild meat. The ice, I remember the ice. But that one is a new one for me.
Yeah, I know of the wild meat. There are people who you know, who usually use it. In fact, there's a good friend of mine, the late Dr. David Lambert. You know, every year we had this party at his house around Old Years. You know, and it used to be a bit, I mean, wild meat, all sort of different things. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, it was there's a lot around. I guess people celebrate Christmas differently. You know, and people have their choices, you know. In fact, guys, This Christmas I went and buy meat. No, I ordered the meat about in advance. And the morning, I think it was the Wednesday morning, I went to collect my meat. And when I got there, when I was walking down, there was a lady who said to me, she said, meat finish, you know, unless you order yours. I say, yeah, well, I order. She said, well, all right, well, you're lucky. But you know, the meat finish early. So there's some aspects of the culture that still remains.
Right.
You know, the ordering of meat. As a matter of fact, I was up in Tivoli pretty often over the holidays, and living by this cemetery area.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of meat for a couple of days. Well, the guys were selling meat there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was quite a bit of that happening. Let's go back to the telephone again. We Culture. Good evening.
Yes, God,
good evening. Yes.
Everybody. One of the things I think I mentioned out there is that there was going to be a traditional pea soup after the Christmas. That was the Boxing Day. The big hormone in the pea soup, the green peas. You know? Next thing again, the stamming. Stamming is a good part of the culture too, eh? Because I remember one year a fella that I think in Queen's Park. So he decided that he would stamp. So he jumped over the fence, the police give him one butu. He jumped back over and he go and he pay and then go in. So that is a part of the scamming thing was when we always looking for a hole where he could pass to get in free.
Yeah.
When you get a butu, you jump back over and go and pray and go in.
All right.
That used to be a culture part of us also too, eh?
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Risi, how are we looking on social media?
Yeah, we have some comments here. I mean, there's a number of people who spoke to what Mrs. Mason Francis had spoken about. There's Ernesto, he's talking about a goblet that the caller before that talk about. It's a jar made out of clay. It kept water very cold, like it came out of the fridge. We used to have in Adiron because there's no electricity there up to this day. Andrea is saying while meat was every Sunday in her house, she got fed up with it though. Yeah. She also said for Christmas, we look forward to duck. My dad is 96 and he still insists on stuffing duck. Jose Ernesto was saying that the whole pans behind the wedding car, it is also done in parts of Africa up to this present time. People remembered Auntie Kay and Uncle Bob from Trinidad. Yeah, so I think that's, Andrea was saying that Christmas Eve in St. George's was it for us, and this was in the 80s. Everyone hanging out by Voyager, Scotia, then going nutmeg for chicken snack. Yeah, so that's about it.
Someone said to me on WhatsApp that in relation to Auntie K, both Michelle Montano and Natasha Wilson were products of the Auntie K program. So you were right. Some of the caller who made mention of some of the stars that came from Auntie K, definitely it was
like a talent search program, eh?
Yes, it was. It was indeed. It was. All right, 435-2041, folks. That's the number. You can call and share with us your thoughts on maybe your experience this Christmas with COVID and all of that. How it was for you. You know, what you were able to do, what you were not able to do, you know, as compared to Christmas in previous years when we didn't have COVID and we could go out and fet and all of that. One thing though, the midnight mass, guys, did that take place at all?
No. There was a 5 o'clock mass, I think. I know of one in the St. Paul's area. It started 5 o'clock. On All Year's, so that midnight thing did not happen, and it had to end before curfew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That couldn't happen because remember that there was curfew, so
yeah.
midnight thing and then the fireworks.
Yeah, I know the fireworks. Yeah, that was rescinded at one point.
didn't
Yeah.
happen. As a matter of fact, there were a couple of years that I went with Livingston and Shroom to what you call it?
Chublu Bay Resort.
Yeah, and we ringing the new year with the fireworks and so on. That was also a missing, because
I just want that for 15 years straight, basically, we went to Chublu Bay with Tivoli Drummond. We would perform, and it would be the first time for a lot of them to see fireworks, but to just sit down and eat in such an established place like Chublu Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the young people that came to Tivoli Drummond got that experience. Actually on ODS night. So this is something again that we were unable to do for a long time,
Mm-hmm. Recently, I know they had brought fireworks to the Carnage, and there was one night I went. It was really fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So the fireworks, I think, was by the Port Louis area, and you on the Carnage, there lots of people. And it was really, really, really beautiful.
Remember Godfrey last year, the Tourism Authority introduced the Festival of Lights. So that's where you had the Carnage lit, and you had those nutmeg lanterns and stuff like that. There was stage set up in front of Lottery with performances, I think, for about 3 weekends or something like that. On the Fridays, Saturdays, they had all these tents with different local suppliers, vending and stuff like that. So, it started off as a pilot there, and it's like it got halted this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a really, really nice project too.
Yeah. Yes.
But at least the lights were up.
Yeah.
There
were lights. In fact, I think our good friend Wagiti, he had some really beautiful lights. I think at some point it was on social media. Traveling that area, up to St. David at nights, vehicles would stop on the Calavini Road just to get a view of it, because you get a nice view of it on Egmont Hill there.
You call it Egmont? Yeah.
So there were quite a bit of lights.
He contributed as usual, even though he couldn't do his usual.
Yes.
He did something.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, we Culture.
Yes, good evening. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, and same to all of you. Godfrey, growing up, I remember there was a part of the house, an extended part, almost close to the window where it's always an opening where it's like how you would open the shop door and put up that pizza stick. There you would rest the goblet and so you would always have maybe cold water or things would stay there like during the night, and we would get cold. It's never really closed. It's a sort of opening where you can rest off and you would stay there for the night. Most of the older houses, I remember, had that part to it. I guess maybe in those days, these people didn't have the fridge and so you use that area for your cool water and stuff like that.
Yes, indeed. Yes. I think I recall something like that. Thanks a lot indeed, caller, for that. It is 11 minutes under the hour of 10 o'clock. We Culture, good evening. Hello, good evening. We Culture.
Good evening, Godfrey.
Yes, how are you doing?
Not a bad thing.
Happy New Year to you. Go ahead.
And same to you. Listen, I can just recall a few things actually as a boy. I left this country in 1958 actually, and up to the United Kingdom. Well, my family did not believe in Christmas in any case actually. But I used to run away and go by my aunt and others and see what's happening. Oh, a few things I can recall actually. Ice. We spoke about ice actually. There was ice factory somewhere in Bushaju, and they used to do these huge blocks of ice, and the buses that travel up to St. Patrick's, the Gaiety and Western Hope and others, used to carry those blocks of ice up to the shops up there, right? Of course, by the time you reach up there, you lost half of it. And yes, the person who spoke about storing it down in the ground, yes, You dig a hole, you put sawdust and other things like that, and it would keep. At least you probably lose half of it, right? Another thing actually which used to amaze me, there's a man called Mr. Kenayas from up, where this guy comes from up there, Wizard, actually. He never traveled with a guitar, but every New Year's he would come around by my aunt and others actually, with strings, and he would drive nails into the wooden partition. He'd drive maybe about 6 nails, and he'd thread those things, and he used that, and you won't believe it wasn't a steel guitar or something playing. Okay? And people really were very innovative in the things they did. All right? By the way, any of you ever heard of a gentleman, he's gone back quite a few years now. He came from Guelph, actually. And he was supposed to be having an affair with Princess Margaret. And he actually left here and went to England to do medicine. He got into playing jazz and other things like that. And, God, I can't, the name just slipped me now. But he was, every Sunday, he would be on Billy Cotton Band show. Actually, do any of you remember this thing? It used to be on Wibis, the Billy Cotton Band show. And this guy, very noted early Grenadian musician, actually.
Is it Hutchinson?
Sorry? Hutchinson. Hutch, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I sold a lot of those books, actually, when it came out by that writer from England, actually. And, there's a lot of history about our culture, actually. But, I mean, I can't, we don't have the time tonight. But I can recall, although I left here pretty early as a 14-year-old boy, but it's there. It's good. It's good to hear you recalling those things. Livingston, I guess you remember me, actually. No? St. Louis? Right, yes, the same guy. Have a good night. We'll talk again sometime.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks a lot indeed. Yes, indeed. All right.
Well, I had some offers, so there was some things.
Yeah, there were some things I
That was not clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mention me?
He was making a reference. He made a reference to a gentleman, I think from from La Digue first, that walked around with some strings, and then he would drive some nails into a partition, and use that as a guitar. So he would use the strings, yes, and do things like that. And then finally he made mention of someone from Guelph who was supposed to have some affair with Princess Margaret.
Yeah, that's Hutch.
That's Hutch, okay.
Yeah.
I never heard
Man from Guelph?
Yeah, man from Guelph.
What you had?
There's a whole write-up about him.
What? Hold on, what he had him?
An affair with Princess Margaret.
Royalty.
What I mean, that affair,
He did with her. He did with her.
We exactly.
He did with her.
We call girls about affair.
I was just quoting the man. The fellow was with Princess Margaret, and that is that. Yeah, you know, Princess Margaret. That's the bottom. We'll take one final call before we wrap for this evening. We culture. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, caller. Go ahead. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too. The water was kept in a goblet in a jealousy. The window the lady was trying to describe was called a jealousy. And also, the doctor should be able to give us some. We like to see you do one on horse racing in Grenada. We used to have 2 racetracks in St. Andrews. Sometime in the future, could you do some on that? Thank you.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We will. At some point, we will talk about horse racing, Doc. Yeah. Doc, you could ride horse?
No, sir. Never did.
Finny, what about you?
What could I ride?
Horse.
Yeah, you mean I can ride horse?
What?
I never ride horse yet, but
you could ride horse?
Listen, when you get up and you're brighter.
Yeah. No. It's not you that ride the horse. The horse ride you.
Horse ride you.
Because you don't have the bridle. The horse.
Godfrey, you never asked me if you asked me if I could ride horse.
Yes.
I never ride horse.
But you could ride.
But I could ride horse. I know I could ride horse.
Some fellas, they say they could drive. They never drive a carriage, you know. But could drive. Guys, boy, it's time to wrap for this evening. You know, it was such a pleasure being back after quite a number of programs last year. We back, and I think we opened the new year in a nice way, just reflecting on Christmas, a COVID Christmas, as compared to what it used to be, and we're getting ready now for independence. In a couple of weeks, we'll be celebrating how much years, Doc?
74 to now, 46.
47, Doc.
47 years of independence?
Yes.
Right, that's a long time.
Right, yes, 47.
47 years of independence. And there's quite a lot to discuss around that, because that whole independence thing has helped shape our culture in a certain direction. But I guess it's still early for that. So we I mean, there's always so much to talk about. I mean, people meet me and they you know, well, you ain't talk about this, you ain't talk about that yet, you ain't talk about this yet. And we're going to talk about everything. But Reese, anything on Facebook before we wrap?
Yes, we have Jose saying that I remember in Aileron, they kill a sheep, goat, and a pig and will share it every house on the island. Andrea said the fireworks on the Carnage that first year rivaled anything here in New York City. It was excellent, but she didn't get to see the GTA's lights though. I guess that's last year's. Honesto said no, the same as home, but we make the best of it, baking cakes, bread, ham, sorrel, and ginger beer as homemade. He also said, happy to have you guys back. Be safe, wear your mask, and looking forward to next week.
Yes, and Scholar, tell Honesto, no, this kind of aisle around the thing to walk in it.
I'll go wrong.
No. Reese is the one who's saying it like that.
You see, if he spells...
No.
Spell Aileron.
And I still spell it. But if I see it, I would not say Aileron. I would say Aileron. It's Aileron. This is what the Nestor pronounces it as, but he spells it as how he's supposed to spell, but it's Aileron. Yeah, so next time, don't come with this Aileron thing.
And you can't talk about that fear.
I got my Princess Margaret happening there. That's what happened there.
You can't talk about
fear.
He deal with Princess Margaret. Anyway, guys, that's all the time we have for this evening. It was such a pleasure. Anything you guys want to say in closing? Richie, we can start with you.
Yeah, well, I want to say it's nice to be back. I enjoyed this evening's program. I noticed that the two guys weren't looking like they were ready to go by, 15 minutes before the time tonight. So it looks as though we're at a great start. We're at a great start. Godfrey, I really hope that you have an excuse on your way, because I heard that Mikey was pulled over and had to sit in a corner basically and explain where he was coming from and that kind of thing. So I hope that you don't have an encounter. Mikey Hutchinson.
Well, wait, was in the wrong place? I'm coming from GBN, I'm from GBN. Well, listen, when I go, one thing. What if the police sight my head off of my distance? They just run to go and move the thing. Really? Yeah. They say, boy, let a man pass. You can't put out it.
Wrong media house.
Yeah, that's the problem. Wrong media house. We ain't had a problem here in the network.
Everyone, all the best for the rest of the year. I hope that we continue to live to see, like literally live to see 2021 and beyond. And, have a good weekend.
Yes,
everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Doc?
Yeah, well, I want to say, as we see, you can finish with leave, I would like to say, I hope you would live up to the expectation, because I've been bombarded, and I know so have you folks, bombarded by John Public, always giving advice, and people please continue giving us the advice, and because we do take it.
Of course.
We might not be able to implement everything at the same time, but we listen to you, and we want you to continue talking to us in our individual and collective capacity. So I hope we could actually, leave the bar all the time to educate, to entertain you. Over the weekend, I must say I was extremely pleased over the holiday to contact Reese. She gave me some direction to a place I've never been. The family wanted to go out on a tour, and we went on the dig. First time, a place with so much potential ingredients.
It's big.
Yes, so Scholar, I think you should visit that one day, Young Godfrey. Go and check it out. But again, for all the listeners, we really do appreciate you being with us and giving a positive and critical feedback to the program, and so we can feed off each other and take it to a new height.
Right.
Weekend, everybody.
Indeed. Finley?
But let me tell you, sometime after Christmas, I was speaking to my queen, my old queen, and she said to me, but people really like that stupid inside.
Tell your queen I want to have a... What you mean?
No, my brother, I mean, he's anything a good way, and then she tell me, I hear people sending requests for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the radio, they send requests what?
People wish us a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in request,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know that.
Wow.
And if the queen tell you that, my queen solid tobacco press, because she always listens to GBN.
Scholar, Miss Rita didn't confirm my story.
Okay, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. But so it just speaks to the kind of impact I believe that we're having, and as Livingston said, it is correct. We have to live up to expectations. We have to keep coming fresh, doing new things. I think tonight it was a good opener really to release, and to start the ball rolling. A very light and nice night. One of the things that I noticed over the Christmas that I did not speak about, somehow there was not a lot of goat meat as there was previously.
Yeah, no, that's true. Actually, but I got some goat.
Yeah, but I struggled. I got some too, but I struggled. Not like previous years, like last year, I could have choose wherever I wanted. And then somehow also, I find green peas had COVID.
But no, I got green peas. I still have green peas.
Yeah, but Scholar is right. Scholar is right on that.
Green peas had COVID, and most of the green peas that people had, and in juice at home now, most of the green peas that people have is old peas.
Old peas, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound real.
No. You come real strongly. You come strongly. You come real strong.
Yeah, I come strong. There are other old peas. So we're off to a good start, I believe. And there are so many exciting programs and editions to come. So really and truly, we can't wait. We can't wait. And we have, I forgot to tell you also, that there is a gentleman who I spoke to, and he said to me that at some point in time, because of this whole Caribou richness and so on. And we have to either pitch tent in Caribou or something to do a program looking specifically at
Caribou. Oh, definitely, right. definitely so.
Absolutely. And notice how kind you are to him. Just so you tell him he comes strong. Well, every time he tell you come.
You know what about him? So he did. So he did. So them Shanti Melbourne them did. That don't stop that.
Before we go, Ernesto is saying that he would like to invite us to the Breakwater Project in Sotes. There is a lot going on there. And Adria said, great program, enough laughter to kick off the first program. Bless you to everyone. And I would just like to add that we have to talk about Carnival when it used to be in February.
Yeah.
I would really like to know about that.
Yeah? Well, I can tell you one thing. All them Trinidad songs is the Winnie Road March in Grenada. Anyway, guys, it was indeed a pleasure. I've been looking forward to it. And I agree with you guys. We got off to a really nice start this evening. And I'm looking forward to next Fridays. And folks, continue to spread the word. And let's keep our culture alive. It's we culture. Just want to remind you again that the program comes to you compliments Hubbard's, of course, the food fair, and also BOP insecticide spray. You would get that also at Hubbard's Agency. So thank you very much, Tango sponsors. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a good night. All the best.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.